Curing cancer has long been one of those phrases we use when we're talking about what a better future might look like. Like, why is Jeff Bezos spending billions of dollars to send Katy Perry to space when he could be curing cancer? Why is this genius scientist who can rewrite DNA not doing that to cure cancer? The answer in both cases is because they don't want to, but that's not the point of today's video. The point is that we did cure cancer. Sort of, back in 1982, but nobody seems to care, and so now Republicans are going to uncure cancer because they do want to. Okay, so curing cancer isn't really a thing, in part because there are so many different kinds of cancer, there's never going to be one easy solution, despite what health influencers online try to tell you about their blueberry smoothie or whatever. But over the span of just my own lifetime, scientists have developed safe and effective ways to prevent cancer, and not just by saying like, hey, maybe stop smoking those cigarettes. They've actually managed to stop cancer dead in its tracks by vaccinating against it. The first vaccine against cancer was developed in the 1970s. It prevented hepatitis B, an infection that killed nearly 1 million people in 2015 alone, thanks to those people developing acute hepatitis, cirrhosis of the liver, or hepatocellular carcinoma, HCC, which is the most common type of primary liver cancer. People who are infected with Hep B can pass it on to others through bodily fluids. And so prior to the development of this vaccine, in the United States alone, 20,000 babies were born every year already infected because of their parents. Being infected that early leads to a greater chance of developing those chronic infections. 80 to 90% of newborns compared to less than 5% of people who are infected as adults. And that chronic infection is much more likely to lead to cirrhosis, liver cancer, and death. In 1991, the United States put the Hep B vaccine on the schedule for infants, and the result was dramatic. From 20,000 babies infected every year to less than 20. And since so many illnesses and deaths from Hep B happen later in life, we're only just now seeing the bigger picture of how many lives this vaccine has saved. In Taiwan, for example, where universal Hep B vaccination has been in place since 1984, long-term studies show a whopping 35.9% reduction in incidence of HCC liver cancer compared to in the population born before the vaccine was available. So if you are listening to this right now and you were born in the United States after 1990, you likely have a 0% chance of ever getting hepatitis B, and your risk of liver cancer has become negligible, all thanks to the fact that your doctor gave you a safe and effective vaccine soon after you were born. So, why am I talking about this now? Well, because the Republicans would like to make liver cancer common again. Last week, Secretary of Health and Human Services Robert F. Kennedy Jr. was expected to move forward on a plan that has long been in the works. He wanted to change the United States vaccine schedule to match Denmark's. But Rebecca, I hear you say, Denmark is objectively a better country than the US by a multitude of metrics, including public health. Wouldn't it be a good thing to copy them? The answer, unfortunately, is no, and the reason why the answer is no is hidden in the question itself. Denmark beats the pants off the United States when it comes to public health, and that's why they do not need infants to be vaccinated against as many infectious diseases as here in the US. Right now, Denmark doesn't recommend routine vaccinations for chickenpox, RSV, rotavirus, hepatitis A, hepatitis B, meningococcal, flu, or COVID-19. As summarized for Stat News by Stanford infectious diseases physician Jake Scott, RSV is the leading cause of hospitalization for infants in the US, and it often overwhelms our hospitals, making it impossible to effectively treat them all. Denmark has the infrastructure to deal with these hospitalizations when they happen. We do not. Rotavirus is only truly dangerous if a child gets too dehydrated. Thanks to universal health care in Denmark, kids that do get infected are quickly and effectively treated. And hepatitis B? Well, they don't need to vaccinate every child because, again, thanks to universal health care, they make sure to screen every pregnant person and selectively vaccinate the kids who are born to parents who happen to have Hep B. This will not shock you, but RFK Jr. is not suggesting that we adopt any other part of Denmark's public health policy. Not the universal health care, not the guaranteed parental leave, not the guaranteed medical follow-ups after birth. None of the things that make Denmark's vaccine schedule work for Denmark's population. It's like adopting a rabbit and preparing your home for a dog. Sure, I have a pet and I don't bother to wrap all my important cables and wire tubing, but maybe you should consider it. And yes, that metaphor did come to mind because I do really want to foster a rabbit, but my husband's putting up a fight anyway. So yes, we have successfully prevented the spread of a dangerous, deadly virus with a simple vaccine, but RFK wants that to go away because eugenics. But there is some good news. First of all, as Politico has just reported, RFK had to cancel his announcement on Friday. A senior HHS official told Politico that a press conference set for Friday was canceled at the last minute after the HHS Office of the General Counsel said it would invite a lawsuit the administration could lose. A second official said that the announcement was postponed because it was seen as too politically risky. This is great news. Obviously, RFK is going to keep pushing this, and experts do expect him to try again next month. But here's the thing. It is politically risky now, and it will still be politically risky a month from now. In a survey last month, Pew found that 84% of Americans are extremely or somewhat confident that childhood vaccines are highly effective against serious illness. Like most of today's GOP platform, this policy change is wildly unpopular with the vast majority of people in the country. And by educating yourself and your loved ones about what this change means, we can make it even riskier for the administration to move forward. Moving to the Danish vaccine schedule means, without a doubt, a huge increase in the deaths of children from a host of illnesses. And a few decades from now, we will, without a doubt, see a huge increase in the number of people living and dying with chronic illnesses, cirrhosis, and liver cancer. The one other bit of good news about this is that even if RFK does make this announcement next month, experts say that insurers should still cover vaccines through 2026. So you can still request those vaccines from your doctor and you can get them. Make sure that you and your loved ones are protected. You get vaccinated and get your kids vaccinated. And while I'm on the topic, get your Tdap booster. The P stands for pertussis, which is whooping cough, an absolutely horrible disease for a baby to get and die from. It has always had a low vaccination rate in adulthood because many adults don't know that they need to get a booster every 5 to 10 years. But whooping cough is unfortunately now on the rise because many parents are choosing to not even vaccinate their babies, who are most at risk of contracting this and dying from it. They might not care to protect their children with a vaccine, but you can. Get your booster. Hey everybody, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. If you loved the video, please subscribe. And if you think the world could use more videos like this and you happen to have a few bucks laying around, head to patreon.com/Rebecca and join an awesome community of nerds like the people whose names you see on the screen right now. Thanks.